Welcome to Chamber Chat. My name is Kirstie Smith and I'm the Communications Director at the Joplin Area Chamber of Commerce. Since 1917, the Joplin Area Chamber has been the voice of business for the Joplin region. Each business day, your chamber assists small businesses and major industries with issues that affect their ability to grow and thrive. We encourage all businesses in the region to join the chamber and make the most of their investment. For more information about chamber membership, visit our website at joplincc.com or call the chamber office at 417-624-4150. Today on Chamber Chat, I'm going to visit with Cameo Harrington about WeAreJoplin.com and our efforts to further promote the Joplin region throughout the area and throughout the nation. Cameo, welcome to Chamber Chat.
Thank you. Good to be here.
So I want to talk about We Are Joplin. This is a group that we've fairly recently started, and really what our goals with the group are, who we are a member of the group, and really what we're trying to get to long term with the group.
Okay, the group is actually a news bureau that was formed almost a year ago now. We have got 8 members, and you've put me on the spot now, trying to remember them all. The Chamber, the City, the Schools, Missouri Southern, Empire District Electric, Wallace Bajali, and is there anyone else? See, I told you were putting me on the...
Mercy and Freeman.
Mercy and Freeman.
Yes.
Thank you very much. And so what we have done is the public information officers or the PR people from each of those organizations come together once a month when we talk about what are the good things going on in Joplin. Our whole purpose is to actually promote Joplin into the region and into the nation, positive stories that are going on. What kinds of great things do we have going on here? And really just be able to expand on a lot of the goodwill that we got after the tornado. We got some great coverage, really amazing stories coming out of Joplin. And so this is just a way for us to continue to show people what an amazing place we live.
Right. It's a real interesting dynamic we have, the group of us, because we all do similar jobs for our different organizations, but when we come together once a month, we can kind of share things that we are doing in our businesses, and maybe Cameo can help us pull it together at Choice Marketing and say, well, in the business world we're doing this, in the school and education world we're doing this.
Yeah, that's really, you know, one of our main goals is to talk about a story, but not just focus on one area. For instance, we did a big pitch to national media when the new schools opened in January. But within that pitch, it wasn't just, hey, the schools are opening. You know, we talked about how that affected business, what kind of businesses were involved, you know, Empire District's role in getting them what they needed, you know, how the hospitals, we kind of really tried to pull from every single one of those organizations and how they were affected by the schools opening or how they helped make that happen. And so that's really kind of our goal, is to do that as much as possible in any of the pitches that we make on a national basis.
Right. And you are helping us.
Yes.
It's a huge time saver to us.
Well, and that's just it. You know, a lot of you have many, many hats that you're wearing, and so you are fortunate to get the time to get it out to the local folks as much as possible. So that's really, you know, we want to step in and help get that on a wider base. One of the cool things we kind of did is when we first formed, everybody threw in, okay, these are all of the contacts that I have. You know, a lot of you had some really impressive contact media lists. And so we took all of those and combined them. Now, when we do a pitch, we might not pitch to everybody on that list, but we will specify what organizations we feel might be interested. And then, like for instance, the schools pitch, I then went and personally researched a bunch of publications that are specific to school districts or school buildings or architecture, those types of things that we felt might be interested as well. So we can customize each pitch in that way.
Right. And we don't want to just focus on the traditional media that we all think of, newspapers, television, radio. We also want to look at some of those feature type of publications.
Yes, yes. We, you know, we are looking at all types of different online media as well as the TV publications, and anything that's kind of a niche publication is niche publication as well. In addition, we created the WeAreJoplin.com blog. We did that right before the first of the year, this year, and because basically we saw, well, we didn't feel like we had enough things that we were pitching out necessarily, and we felt we really wanted a more constant stream of good stories.
Right.
And so the WeAreJoplin.com, it has stories about anything from the school's opening to Third Thursday to, you know, new.
We did a feature on the dorms.
Yes,
here at
yeah,
Southern.
we did a feature on the dorms. You know, we are really kind of trying to expand that to any kind of great news going on in Joplin. You know, we just had an event. The CVB just had an event this past weekend
Convention
with
and
all of
Visitors Bureau.
with all of the Mustangs downtown. You know, so we had him come in and do a guest blog post about that. So it really is kind of a cap-all of great positive stories that are going on.
Our ultimate goal with the group, with the News Bureau group, We Are Joplin, is really to promote population growth.
Yes, yes. Everything we're doing is showing what a great place this is, why you should come to Joplin, why you should live in Joplin, why Joplin is a great place for you to be.
You know, we had some great stories after the tornado talking about what a great community this was, the people that were here, how strong we were, and really when the leaders of our organization sat down, they said, we want to be sure that Joplin's population doesn't decline after the storm, and so we've worked on this. We just really wrapped up our first major project for the blog. Yes. So let's talk about the We Are Joplin video.
We began working on the video, gosh, what, February, I think is when we first started talking about it. And, you know, Kirstie came to one of our News Bureau meetings with talking about how after the tornado, we did a series of they did some postcards to all of the volunteers that came and worked here in Joplin, and wanted to follow that up. You know, we're a couple years down the line now. What could we do to show people just how much it meant to us? And so we decided we were going to do a video that we could then send out all across the country and the world to talk about how much we appreciated all the volunteers that came. And so we started working on that. It was probably about a 2.5 month process. And then that got tightened up a little bit. Right. And then, but really just an amazing opportunity. It was such a cool thing to be able to put something together that really said thank you to everybody that came and helped, but then we also took the opportunity to show people where we're at now. And that was really my favorite part, was being able to say, you know, it was amazing that you came here and we really appreciate all your help, and look at where we have come just because of everything that you did 3 years ago. And so that was really exciting. The long version of the video is 6.5 minutes. There is also a 1 minute and 30 second. Our local stations and cable have been excellent about playing that 1 minute a lot. The video, the long version, has over 19,500 views on YouTube right now, and is being shown all across the world. Right. It is unbelievable.
Right. And from a purely PR nerd standpoint, it really was exciting to put together the social media with the traditional media, because we did create a 1 minute and a 30-second true television commercial, but we directed everyone back to the social media, back to the YouTube, and that's really where we're getting some great play. And
I've had a number of people call our office and say, okay, so I've been seeing this 1 minute video and I have to go do this presentation to an organization I'm a part of, and I'm giving them an update about where Joplin is. You know, can I use that 1 minute video? Or I had one gentleman last week, hey, I saw this 1 minute video, it was great, I wanted to use it, and then I went to the website. And for some reason, he had not seen the long version yet, and he was just blown away. And so people are utilizing it, professionals are utilizing it when they're out doing presentations to others in their areas, to really show where Joplin has gotten to.
And it is an emotional and touching video.
It is. It was hard.
It was
a hard one to put together.
It really, really was. But like Cameo said, we started the postcard campaign immediately following the tornado, right about Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving time, or the 6-month anniversary, we sent out more than 100,000 hand-signed postcard thank you notes to the volunteers that said thank you for coming, because we've come a long way, but we wouldn't be anywhere without the volunteers. So putting the video together was really a larger tribute to those folks. And while it was a little difficult to put together, the end result is really amazing, and we're going to show it to you right now, so I hope you enjoy it.
Up until now, I could predict where I would be in 10 years. Here in Joplin, Missouri, going to school, and waiting for something big to happen. Today is that something big.
There's no doubt in my mind that Joplin will rebuild. And as president, I can promise you, your country will be there with you every single step of the way.
Thanks! We couldn't have done it without you.
On May 22nd, 2011, when the tornado hit the hospital, we had 183 patients. Thank you to all those silent volunteers who helped us get them to safety that day.
Thank you, volunteers, for helping my family come home.
Out of the rubble, you gave us hope. Thank you.
Thank you!
Everyone for bringing Joplin families home.
In the first several hours after the tornado, Freeman Health System treated over 750 victims, many of whom were critically injured. I would like to say thank you to all of the doctors, nurses, and healthcare providers who came from near and far to save lives and treat the injured.
You gave us all hope.
Thank you for helping rebuild our businesses and returning jobs to our community.
Well, Cameo and I were visiting while the video was playing. We both know every word of it, I think, but it still can bring back some memories and make you just choke up a little bit and think about really how far we've come.
It really does. You know, that's what I look at some of those pictures and I'm like, yeah. And, you know, and doing the research to put the video together, you know, it was a lot of, I mean, I'm a near lifelong resident of Joplin, and it's like, okay, well, we need to talk about this, we need to talk about this, but it was so exciting when you see it all come together and you're like, wow, we have done an amazing job of getting back on our feet.
Absolutely. And we want to thank people for that, but we also want to tell people that.
Yes.
We want to tell them, look at what has happened here. This is where you need to be. We have a strong business climate. We have great educational options. This is where we want you to bring your business, bring your family, come and visit, do all of those things. So now the blog and everything that we do, we are 8 people sitting at a table working on it, but there is so much else going on out there.
There really is, you know, and that's one of the things that we really want people to know is that this is open to any suggestions. I will take any blog post suggestions, story ideas, that type of thing that anybody wants to send us. WeAreJoplin@gmail.com. You can email us. If you get on the blog, you can see right at the top right-hand corner, a place where you can subscribe to the blog, and you can email us. I will take any kind of story ideas. We have a lot of guest bloggers on that write posts, and so if you have something going on in your organization that you would like to really promote, you know, let me know. Please email us, because I will either let you write a blog post or I'll make sure and get it covered myself.
Right, absolutely. And we want you to share the blog.
Yes.
And we want you to subscribe to the blog.
Yes.
We really want to see the power of social media here.
Well, and the other thing is, you know, one of the things that's been a challenge up to this point that I'd really like to focus on is getting comments on that. You know, getting comments on those posts, getting some interaction, because I think that that's really important. That's what I like to read on blogs, that I go to, is really, I want it to be a voice of all of Joplin, not just the voice of these 8 people sitting in a room, and not just my voice. You know, that's very important, that we do have a well-rounded. And so, you know, go on there, comment, you know, really get involved with it, and send us ideas, and send us, okay, this is great, but did you think about this part? Because when it comes down to it, we are 8 people, and we know a lot of what's going on in Joplin, but we don't know everything. And sometimes it's those little hidden jewels that really could make an amazing story.
Right. And it takes all of those hidden parts of our community to make this a great community.
Yes.
We wouldn't be great if we just had great businesses or we just had great schools. It takes it all coming together.
It really does, and it's quality of life. You know, I mean, that's one of the things we really like to talk about, is just the quality of how great quality of life is here in Joplin, because if you're happy where you're at, it affects everything else, makes everything else better.
Absolutely. So, like Cameo mentioned, we do have a 1-minute version of the video as well as a 30-second version of the video. That's airing on your local stations. You may have already seen it. Missouri Southern is airing it as well. And so that is just a short little teaser of the longer video. And why did we do that?
You know, we really wanted to be able to work. We worked with Cable One and all of our local affiliates, and they have done an amazing job of reaching out to their affiliates and getting this video shown around the country. I mean, we have this video showing everywhere from Washington, D.C. to South Dakota somewhere, I believe. You know, I mean, it is truly being shown all over. And that's what we wanted. You know, we wanted to be able to get that thank you everywhere we could. We emailed the 6-minute version to every volunteer email address we had access to. I mean, it was tens of thousands of people that we actually emailed the video out to. And it was amazing, some of the responses from that. It was just very, very cool. People, you know, taking the time to just reply back and say, thank you for saying thank you, and you have no idea what my time in Joplin meant to me and how it changed me as a person, those types of things. So it was kind of self-serving, because it felt amazing to be able to see how Joplin had affected people as much as people affecting Joplin. When
and
they
we
came.
had no idea it was going to come back like
We
that.
had no idea. And it was very exciting and encouraging to see.
It gave us what we needed
A
to
little
go
momentum.
a little momentum to go forward. We did debut the long video, the 6.5-minute version, at the annual banquet.
Yes.
And so our first audience was 600 plus business people from around the community watching it, and
Crying.
you were there. I was there. I had seen it and knew every word of it and didn't expect to be affected at all, and it was
dead
amazing.
Silent
room.
It really was, and it'll send chills. I mean, it was designed that way to be able to try to express just a sliver of the emotion of what all of us have felt over the past few years.
I wonder if other communities that have had disasters have reached out and tried to thank volunteers. I mean, it's a monumental task when you think about it.
It is. It's overwhelming to think about.
The number of people that came here, and I thought actually it was a great idea to come up with the YouTube video and try and get it shared out on social media. We couldn't have possibly have done it any other way.
No, we really couldn't have. So, thank you to everybody that shared it and helped us, because that was really what we wanted is, you can email it to everybody and their brother, you can get it on TV, but unless you can hit people multiple times in multiple different ways, we all know in marketing your message isn't as effective. So that was really our goal, was to get it out there as many different ways and in as many different places as possible.
I think we're succeeding. I think there's lots more places we can put it, and with the viewers' help, hopefully we can share it a few more places. Just to sort of go back over what Cameo said, we are just 8 people, and we work in our business every day, whether that be healthcare or education or the chamber in my case. And we do have a very good feeling for what's going on in the community, but we don't know everything. So if your youth group or your church group or your son's Little League team or your daughter's Girl Scout troop is doing an amazing thing that we can share on this blog, we'd love to share it. The blog is free for us. It's a no-cost tool for us to share the stories about Joplin. And just because Boy Scout camping trips aren't top of my agenda, somebody else who is looking at our area might want to know about Boy Scout activities. So we just really encourage you to reach out to Cameo. You can go to the blog, WeAreJoplin.com, email her from there. You'll want to give her a good idea of, if you don't want to write something, that's totally fine, but give her a good idea of what you're thinking you would like to talk about, and let her know who she can talk to get some more information.
And pictures.
Photos are great, yes.
Photos are amazing.
We have great pictures on the blog, but
yes,
we have lots of other pictures that we would love to have on there too. So we're definitely open to the public input, and we would really, really ask you to take a look at We Are Joplin. Look at the good things that are happening you might not know about, and share it with your peers, share it with your social networks, and let's get those YouTube views up too. I mean, a cat can get millions of views.
Come on, look at those cute kids in that picture.
This is a touching video, and it's telling our story.
Yes,
so.
it really is, and it's probably one of my favorite things that I've ever worked on. You probably couldn't have told me that in the midst of it, but after the fact and looking back on it, is one of the most. I'm very, very proud of what we accomplished and how we accomplished it, because I think we were also very sensitive to the entire situation and very proud of how far we've come.
And we forgot to touch on this in the beginning, but why is choice marketing involved with this group?
There you go. All of the organizations that form the News Bureau came to choice marketing as asking our assistance in actually doing this. As a marketing and advertising agency, we had some of the resources, and then being able to, as an outside source, like you said, each of you have your focus, what you want, you have to talk about, and what you have to focus on your day-to-day lives. And so as an outside entity, Choice Marketing is able to take those bits and pieces from everyone and put them together.
Right, right. And it's been great having Choice sort of herd all of us cats. And
Yes,
we
it
all
has.
admit it, we really do. We work together on a daily basis, but we are definitely in our own lanes. So to have Choice's vision to pull us all together, that's certainly helped us. So to wrap up today, thank you for joining us on this Chamber Chat. We know it's been a little different. We hope you enjoyed the We Are Joplin video. We ask you to go to WeAreJoplin.com, comment on the blog, subscribe to it, share the video, and most importantly, let Cameo know what you're thinking and let us know if we can share your stories or your great news with those that are following our blog. That's it for today on Chamber Chat, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.